Good afternoon. Don't normally do these many videos in a day. I usually do one or one every second day, but whatever I feel like, I just do. I just do what I want to do. Love and hugs to the world out there. Love, peace, light, happiness. But I'd just like to mention Matt Carnavan or Canavan. Sorry, Matt, if I'm mispronouncing it. Congratulations on everything you're doing. And this is what we do need. We need authority. Last video there, I said 921 has purpose, if ever anyone picked up on that. Certainly has a meaning and purpose, and we put it in the play. 9 signifies divine completion and authority. 2 suggests partnership. I said this in the last one. Partnership. And balance. Bringing everything back in the balance. And the 1 represents new beginnings and unity. See, I just let it all, I go with the flow and let it play out. And exactly what Matt has been saying is exactly what the Prince of Light Todd is exactly about. And Albanese, Mr. Albanese, is a weak-minded fool and is misleading the Australians en masse. The masses are now seeing the light, which is a fantastic thing that's come out of her horrendous act and terror of war on Australian soil. And as I said, we're pretty lenient, we're pretty patient. But most Australians are givers. But you've pushed us too far now. As I said, when push comes to shove, nothing to do with racism, looking after your own race. We are Australians. We are one and we are united now. So we stop all immigration, close the borders, and we vet who has come here. Well, I like to say filter out in their social media and everything. And I mean everything. This is where the strong arm of the law is coming down on these dark, dark entities. Okay, you want to commit these atrocities on Australian shores? There is grave, grave consequences for your actions. Irresponsible actions. We filter out. If we have to go back 30 years, we go back 30 years. We filter out this dark scum and we get rid of it. You'll be exiled and exported back where you came from. And unfortunately, your children that were born here. Have you ever thought of that? It's a privilege. A privilege. And these are doing your hatred here, being extremists and radicals. Dare anyone call me racist because it's just a label, as Matt said, stupid label trying to get out of your bad, evil ways. Don't push it back onto us because we push it back to yous. We tell the truth. You cannot push the truth back on the truth. You guys are the one that forced a hand on the masses of Australia, all Australians. And as I said, the Australian spirit, and as Matt said, now I go down the Bondi, and that's all I ever freaking think about is that evil shit that you committed on our sacred Bondi. Iconic Bondi. It's sacred land. You extremists or radicals don't get it yet. You never will. And I'd piss off. Piss off from Australia. We don't want you here. Pack your bags and go. Hopefully on your own accord, because our strong arm of the law, Chrissy, and we have great pride. I have great pride in Chrissy and your family and friends and fellow Australians. We're proud. Proud of what you're doing, Chrissy. Get the job done. Prosecute. Use your authority. As in, if you have to use my crown, use our authority. Our ancestral spirit authority. Job needs to be done. And clean it all up. And law and order, which I have been saying for some time now. It's all been manifested. It's coming into fruition now. And you have discipline and you have punishment. Not abuse. You're being punished. And that's why this left took it out and said, oh, you're abusing the kid. No, we punish people. You do the wrong thing and you get punished. You get called out for it. No more Mr. Nice Guy. That's gone. Because these extremists and radicals have taken Mr. Nice Guy away. So we become hard and strong and resilient and do what we must to make Australia protected and safe again. And say, you're clowns. You're on an island. Where do you think you're going to go on an island? It's not like Europe when you go from country to country. You're in one country. Yous are fools. You're going to get cornered and punished very, very harshly. The full weight of the Supreme Being. Anyway, as I say, keep our emotions in check, cool, calm and collective, and better thoughts and better thinking that way. But, as I speak for all Australians, and I know I do, you've pushed the masses, because now it's all starting to affect all Australians. It's affected all of us. You're like, as he said, you're like a cancer. You're a virus. As Matt said, don't say we can't shut the country down, because we can. And we should do it now. Sooner than later. Anyway, I love all law-abiding people, and left and right, don't worry, that's a balancing act. You can show your right side, you can show your left side. You have compassion, and sometimes you show no mercy. And only show mercy where it's granted, where it's warranted. Two worlds collide, I think that interview was just on with Matt. But I know it's all been building up, as he said. It's just been building up for the last 2 or 3 years. I'm surprised it lasted that long. I'm surprised it's lasted 2 years. I thought shit was going to happen, but because we're law-abiding citizens, and for some reason our own police force suppress and oppress us. Now, if all Australians had got out there and marched, which we did, our own government betrayed us and called us racist. Or racism's there. Or we're radicals or extremists. What, because we love our country and we're patriotic to our country? This government, you can see they're just full of betrayal and treachery. And you know that through all the lies he said. When he was on the campaign trail. Filling your head with lies, porkies. And then he gets in and he gets 33% of the vote. And he puts his arms around and jumps up and down and said he was in by a landslide. Pig's ass. There's just so much freaking lying and corruption and rigging. Rigging elections. Don't you think when they rig shit in the Labor and Liberal Party, it's called, and the pork barreling's happening? And in their parties, all that corruption starts back then. And this silly little man, Mr. Albanese, weak-minded fool, has gone all the way from university, all the way through in the political game. A career politician. It doesn't work. He doesn't know what the normal people, how flesh and blood work or live, or any emotion whatsoever. He's lived off the gravy train. We see it for what it is now. Time to move on, and his whole government. And we go to a different system, get it corrected, and then we move it on and give democracy back to the people. That's how it works. When you get these tyrants in power and it goes to the dark side, doesn't matter who's in there. You got a wrong king and that in there. That's why you had Oliver Cromwell. He sorted that shit out quickly, same as over in France. Tyranny. Tyrants. They were dealt with by the masses. Through the guillotine, losing one's head. Harsh penalties again. And jails that are going to be jails.